It's Saturday now, just a few minutes before we open. January the 25th, 6th, 5th, whatever. I'll figure it out. Anyway, I am going to be working today with Amanda Hackert. We actually worked together a long time ago, back when I first started on Tim's crew, and then she left to kind of go do her own thing for a while, and she got to go work at conventions. When I say conventions, I mean like what, mostly comic book, pulp culture kind of conventions?
Yeah, comic conventions, some horror conventions.
Horror conventions? This one I didn't know about.
Those are fun.
Yeah, so she'll set up in the artist alley and start taking commissions. And you got to be really good in order to do that, because you have to appeal to comic book readers, and they look at really good art all the time. So if you're not good, they're gonna be the ones to know. So she actually goes to places like that and makes money at it. So gives you a little bit of idea of her credibility. I am jealous, really, because I would love to be able to spend more time at comic book and pop culture and horror conventions. Maybe one day I'll be good enough to do that. So, do you have any good stories?
Any good stories?
Yeah.
Yes,
like
you want
horrible customer, or like weird experiences as a caricature artist, or conventions. Something happened in the conventions?
I'll start with a cool story from a convention. I met Anthony Michael Hall at one of the conventions. He was signing autographs, and he actually came over to my table and was telling me how much he liked my work, which was super awesome.
Who is Anthony Hall?
Anthony Michael Hall was in 16 Candles, and he was in The Breakfast Club, Weird Science.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about now.
Yeah, the geek or whatever.
The one with the high-pitched, squeaky voice?
Yeah, I mean, he grew up buff, so...
Oh, he did.
He looks all
filled out
now. Yeah, but,
okay.
Yeah, so that was really cool, and he actually commissioned me to do 2 portraits of him, so that was one of the most awesome things I've ever done. Was draw for Anthony Michael Hall. Now,
during this little interview, I am slideshowing in a few pictures of hers off of her Facebook page, just to give you guys a little bit of an idea of the clean and energetic style that she has that appeals to so many of these comic book conventions. Anyway, so I'm sure you probably have better stories about the crazy customers at the fairs.
Definitely more entertaining stories.
Yes.
My worst caricature experience ever happened at the fair in Augusta, Georgia several years ago. It was the last night of the fair. It was my last customer, and she was so excited. She's like, I always wanted to get a caricature done. Like, she couldn't wait, and she sat down. She wanted to see the black and white first. So I drew the black and white, and I turned it around and I showed it to her. The look of disappointment I can't even describe. Her tears, like,
she started crying?
Started welling up with tears.
Disappointed.
Yeah, she did not like it. And I was like, it's okay, like, you know, if you want to get another artist, that's fine. She's like, no, you did a good job, I want you to color it. I was like, no, you don't. I'm like, no, it's fine, you know, if you don't like it, you can get somebody else, it's totally fine. She's like, no, I like it, I want you to color it. It's like, okay, so I started coloring it. As I'm coloring it, she begins to weep in the chair. She's just sitting there crying. It's the most awkward moment of my life. And it felt like it took me 3 hours to just finish coloring this drawing. I was trying to do it as fast as I could, and I showed it to her. She's still crying. She's like, thank you. And I'm like, I don't want you to buy this. You clearly hate it. You can go get drawn by somebody else. She's like, I wanted it so bad, and I wanted it to be nice, and I'm like, it's fine, go get drawn by somebody else. And she's like, no, you did a good job.
You did a good job.
And then she's
apparently she could see the recognizability in it. There was a likeness. That was probably what upset her more, is there was an actual likeness there.
Yeah, well, I told her, I was like, you know, clearly you hate it. I don't want you to buy it. She's like, no, I want to buy it, and I'm going to get a sleeve too. So she buys a sleeve for this drawing she hates. It's like she walks off crying, and I was like, I'm done. I'm never doing this fair again. That was
well, you did it the next year though. But that was
No,
you didn't do it the next year.
No,
That was the final.
year.
That was the final
was
time that you worked the Georgia Carolina.
I never went back.
Fair.
I had a few bad customers at that one, but I mean, she wasn't a bad customer. It was just a bad situation.
Yeah.
But
yeah. See, now that fair generates a lot of stories like this. The people out there at that fair are weird. We've always said was it Aiken? Is that right?
Aiken?
What's the name of the city it's in?
It's in Augusta.
Augusta, that's it.
Aiken goes on at the same time.
We always say in Augusta, if somebody comes up with no expression on their face and they lean in to say something, you don't know if it's going to be like a terrible insult or a terrific compliment. It's like it could go either way. It's a weird little city to work in, and I've done it twice, I think. Yeah, and you've done it once, and it's just like, no, never again. All right, well, where can people find you on Facebook? And do you have like an Instagram? I know you said business Facebook. You had that.
Well, I just have my personal Facebook. It's just Amanda Hackert. But I have a business Instagram. It's just Sourpuss Illustration.
Okay.
And you can find me there. And also heartsyfartsyevents.com is more like caricature stuff that me and my boyfriend do. Yes, Dennis Hart. So
that is an easy name to remember right there. I should have gone with something like that instead of Ashtoons, because everybody puts in TUNES. Like I'm like, no, I'm not musically inclined. It's Toons, TOONS. Heartsy fartsy though.
Heartsy fartsy events.
Very good. All right, guys. So that's it for the interview with Amanda. And if you like this, please don't forget to go ahead and hit that thumbs up like button. Leave comments, questions, suggestions, and requests. And see you on the next episode.